great idea for a great workout today. We're going to combine all of our body into a full body strength training program. So we're just going to take about 15 minutes of your time, but we're going to work your full body, which is going to be great. Obviously, strength and building muscle mass burns more calories, increases your metabolism, and then it also builds stronger bones. So don't be afraid that you're going to get too bulky, anything like that. It will just enhance and reshape your body. So we are going to start with our larger muscles, and we have a few toys here. It's always important to use the weight that's appropriate for you. So if you're good with your body weight, if you don't want to use any extra weight, that's fine. Whatever works for you. So I'm going to start with my legs in a squat. So we're going to do a narrow squat. Feet are about hip width apart. Your hips are not like this. They really are. Your bones are right there. So hip width apart first. Weights are down by the side, or you can grab a weight in the middle if you just want to use one weight. And you're just going to take it down, sit it out, keep your chest high, and come back up. Now you're going to go as deep as you can go, whatever works for you. Listen to your body, and dig those heels in and squeeze the glutes as you come up. Dig the heels in and squeeze the glutes. Now at the same time, if those weights are an appropriate weight for you, you could also use your biceps. So you could work your biceps at the same time. So what we're going to do is just curl up every time we come up. And take it down. And curl up. And down. And curl up. Keeping that chest high, watching that form. Dipping that buttocks out just a little bit so that you're not rounded over. So you still have as perfect a posture as you can. Some of you can't dip as low in your squat because of the length of your femur or your thigh bone. Just keep it perfect for you. We're going to do a couple more here using my biceps and yours. And then we're going to go to a lunge. Now for the lunge, on the lunge I'm going to use a lighter weight only because I'm going to be doing a shoulder press with it. My shoulders are a bit more sensitive, believe it or not, than my biceps are. So we're going to do a lunge, and then bring the weights right here, and press up as we come back. And I'm going to alternate. So lunge, press up. Now you'll notice that I'm using a lot of balance as well as I am holding the weights and pressing up. As you press up, if your shoulders are sensitive to this, then bring them down and just do an upright row. Shoulder presses are sometimes difficult for a lot of people. I know my right shoulder is a little more sensitive than my left, but just do what works for you, not what works for me. These are starting to catch up quite quickly on my shoulders. So, and another great tip that I learned in all of my education is to keep those palms facing in. It's a little bit easier on the shoulder joint. And just one on each side. That's all we have left. Squeezing the glute as you come up, watching the front knee that it doesn't extend over the toes as you come forward, and you're good. So if you want to critique yourself a little bit on that, on the next set, that would be great. So we did a squat and a lunge. Now we're going to do a wider squat or a sumo squat. You'll always find that it's a bit easier to go deeper on your squat when your feet are wider. So, feet are wider, knees are tracking with the toes. Sumo squat, we should be able to almost sit down to the ground. But we are not all shaped and formed the same way. So do what works for you. Now on this one, we did the bicep, we did a shoulder in this already, but we're going to do a hammer bicep curl. So just take it down and hammer curl, just like that as we're squatting. The same time as we're squatting, my biggest tip is to dig those heels in and squeeze the buttocks. Keep the chest as high as you can. Don't lose that form. Keep thinking that there's a string running through your spinal column all the way up through the top of your head. So you have that perfect posture going, right? That perfect posture. And you can still perform the exercise. If you start losing that or start losing your form, please stop, okay? If your biceps start to tire, because this is a little bit heavier weight for your legs, stop curling. Change weights, change to a lighter weight. And one more. And we've got it. Now, let's do a side lunge. A side lunge with a lift or an upright row. So, you're going to take it down in a lunge and an upright row, just like that. Down and up. Now this weight is a tad heavy for me for an upright row, so I'm not going to last long. So think about that. Think about when you start. If you want to change midway, like I'm going to do right now, to a 10, you can do that. If you want to change and not use any weight, you can do that. If you want to put your arm out to the side for a little bit more balance, you can do that. But try to sit back in that booty as much as possible as you do that side lunge and that upright row. Shaping those shoulders, because the shoulders offset anything that's a little bit bigger down below. So it helps shape that body. Other side. Stick with me. Stop if you have to and start up again. But dip, push that booty back instead of almost sitting back and falling back, like I just did, and pull up. It's a beautiful exercise. You can slide that foot in, and we can get trickier here, but I want to keep it simple for you. I want to keep it simple so that you can do it. Scoot up, and one more, and that's a wrap. Now, the next one we're going to do is another bicep curl and a rear lunge. So we did a forward lunge, now we're just going to step back. So our last bicep curl, step back, curl up, watch the front knee. Front knee stays back, not over the toe. So get that back leg far enough back. Don't slam the knee on the floor. And curl up. Back. And curl up. You notice my great little My Zone belt here. At least it matches my outfit, right? But that's my tracker in my workouts to see where I'm going, seeing how well I'm doing. So these are, I'm turning these into a regular bicep curl, not a hammer curl anymore. And I'm really starting to exhaust those biceps. So that's the idea, to exhaust your muscles so that you break up those muscle fibers and you build in tone. Once we've exhausted them, we're good. We're good for at least 2 or 3 days. You want that recovery in between because that's when you build. So don't think you need to do this every day. If you're working your full body, take 2 days off in between, or 1, whatever works for you. 2 more. Yeah, that's called exhaust. And we're good. I'm going to keep these weights now. And I'm going to do a row. So we need to work our back because of all of our forward motion. So, in a bend over, nice little booty kick out, bend over, and just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeezing the shoulder blades, keeping those palms facing in, and trying to just, if my fingers were in between your shoulder blades, you would be squeezing and pinching them right now. This is great for posture because, as you know, everything is forward motion right now. Everything is rounded over to the front. And you see all these young people already with bad posture because of hanging over their phones and computers. And it's really important to work your back and your rear deltoids. So I think we're pretty much done with this one. We could do little pulses, squeeze, really squeeze. Woo! Oh yeah. And these are 15, so please remember, you can go as low as you like, because as you can see, that really burned me out. So now we're going to do a chest exercise, and I have a band. You can pick up any sort of band in any sort of store, you know, I won't mention any stores, but any kind of, or actually online. But here's a nice band. I'm going to put it right behind my back. And if I felt like my legs didn't get enough of a workout, which I always think that they could just do just a little bit more, then I would also do a little bit of a squat with this. So you're going to do just a press forward and bring those hands together. Remember that it's important to bring the hands together because you're completing the motion. Keep the elbows nice and high, even with the muscle you're working. You can't work chest standing unless that resistance comes from behind you. So don't think when somebody says, oh, we're working chest and you have dumbbells and you're reaching forward, not really. You're not. It's really only a shoulder exercise because you're holding your arms out and pressing them forward. It's more of an anterior deltoid or full deltoid exercise. Sorry, folks. Yeah, you can't do it with the dumbbells. So that resistance has to come from somewhere from behind you, either a cable or a band. So squeeze the chest. Another great chest exercise is your favorite, I'm sure, is push-ups. But we're not doing push-ups today. Everything's standing. So go ahead and pulse. Little pulses. Really thinking chest now. Think about the muscle you're working at all times. What other muscles am I working? Yes, my legs and my butt. So I'm saying, Sharon, go a little deeper. Let's make it burn. You don't have to. You can stay standing straight up. But do what you need to do for you. Hold. Squeeze the chest and the glutes. And dig those heels in and squeeze all the way up. What do you think? You could probably get another set in there, but we're going to stop there. What have not we worked? Let's think about this for a minute. We worked back, we worked chest. We worked biceps, we worked shoulders in a couple of different ways, and your biceps. What are we missing? Yes, that famous little area that just keeps waving when we have stopped waving. And it appears that women lose that quicker than anybody. So we are going to work your triceps now. Another great way to work your triceps is not only in push-ups with a narrow push-up, which, like I said, I promised you no push-ups today, but you can grab your band behind you, however high or most resistance you want to get, and then bring that arm by your ear. It's glued in. It's super glued into your ear. This is not a movement from the shoulder, okay? It's only from the elbow. And this is one of the only, one of the only exercises that you can actually do a full extension of the elbow to get that full movement. So go ahead and hold that band tight as you need it to complete the exercise and extend up. So this is a tricep extension Upper arm stays into the ear and fully extend and actually lock that elbow out. We don't like to do too much locking of any joint, but this one appears to need it in order to work it appropriately. And believe me, we need to work on that little bugger so that it stays shapely and we look great in our sleeveless dresses, right, ladies? Yes. So we have 4 more. Guys like triceps too. They provide shade. Whatever. Little joke. Pulse up. Big pulses. Oh, burn, 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 baby, burn. Hurts so good. And bring it back. Guess what? Other side. Yes, of course. Otherwise we're uneven. So arm is into the ear without further ado and extend up. We could also be squatting at the same time as this too if you felt like you needed more for your legs. That would be no additional weight because you only have the band. So it's just your body weight, but it would be a great continuation of your exercise for your legs. So go ahead and keep that upper arm in. Remember, it's not this. Keep it tight into your ear and extend out. How are we doing? I think you're looking pretty good. Actually, I think you're looking real good. Better than I am right now. And just a few more. 2. I can feel it. I know how many I can do now. So just do as many as you can do and then stop. You can start up again. Or that could be it. And it's okay. If that's okay for the day, that's okay for the day. 4, 3, 2. I'm developing these shorter workouts for those of you who really don't have the time and want to get it all done quickly, and who also just don't want to work that long or hard, and you're just starting out, and it works better if you stop it at about 15 minutes. So we're going to continue for the tricep now. I want you to make sure this arm is held. In fact, you can even hold it in here. And then this is a kickback. So you're going to bend over, scoot the booty out like I've showed you before, and then you're just going to tip way back. Full extension again. This is not a movement like this, okay? This arm is super glued in, and you're pushing it back. Super glued, pushing it back. Full extension, just like I said before, on this exercise. And I've dropped my weight down. I'm not using those big weights. You can go any size weight, whatever's appropriate for you. If you feel like you're not fatigued by the end, then increase your weight, because that's how you make big strides and meet your goals, whatever those goals may be. My goal is not to be perfect. It's actually to be as healthy as I can be so that I can be around for a really long time with my family. Pulse up. Oh boy. Yeah, I can feel I'm about done. Am I just going to lose my form and keep going? No, I'm going to quit. So take it to the other side and kick it back. Hold that arm if you have to. Keep it nice and pretty. Don't hunch over. And kick it back. Now, if you complete this workout and you feel like you could do it all over again, watch it again. If you feel like you haven't worked hard enough today, then add an additional weight or more weights. If you feel like it was too much, don't do every part. Don't do all the squats. Just do the bicep curls. Just do the shoulder presses. Work at your level, at your pace. That's a victory. And we're almost done here. And we're going to pulse right now. Pulse it. We're going to call it a day, guys. 4, 3, 2, and you are done. You did a beautiful job. I want you to continue to watch some of these other workouts with me to get to your goals, to bring on a little bit of a challenge to your body. Once your body gets used to something, you need to challenge it again. But it's all good, and variety is good. So I hope to see you soon. You did a wonderful job. Thank you so much.